let's say you started a Shopify business, you're thinking about starting a Shopify business, you're just considering what am I doing to make money and how do I make money online? First question that might pop into your head is, how do I get my first 100 sales on Shopify? How hard is it? How do I do it? What are my action items here? And in today's video, we're going to go over the step-by-step guide on getting your first 100 sales on Shopify, and I'm going to give you actionable advice that you can go out and do today or tomorrow and get your first 100 sales. And it isn't that hard. It shouldn't be that daunting. And it was a great way to kickstart your business, see a little bit of money come through, feel the social proof of what you've been doing and kind of give you the confidence to continue your journey. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I produce a lot of videos on my financial journey and, more importantly, bring you along and show you guys how to become financially free, start businesses and work for yourself, and ultimately stop chasing dollar bills in this scheme that we have in the United States, at least, or in the world. I want to untether you guys from your day jobs, essentially, is my ultimate goal with everybody here. And I'm still tethered, so you're following me on the journey of what we're doing. Okay, so we're going to skip the beginning and by skip the beginning, I mean, I'm going to assume that we're ready to get the sales. And if you don't know how to do the first steps, I've got videos on here, and there are videos all over the internet about product selection and how to do all that stuff. But let's say that you've picked a product, right? We're making some assumptions here. You've picked a product. You've created your store, because even a bad store can get sales in the way that we're talking about, and at least it'll get some money flowing before you spend a bunch of time on your store, right? So you got a product, you got a store, you've done your price analysis. That's really key. Make sure that you're profitable in the product you're selling, and you've figured out how to do all your fulfillment, whether you're drop shipping, your housing inventory, and all those things. I'm going to assume you don't have a marketing strategy yet, or if you do and it's ad spend, you don't have the money yet, so we need to get some cash flow going. And I'm going to also assume that you're just sitting there being like, I want my first sales. I want 100 sales. I want to see that number on my Shopify. How do I get this ball going? So if you're at that point, let's go over the steps for you guys. So the most important tool for step number one is get on social media. So specifically, we're going to target Facebook because that is the most interactive social media site around communities. So regardless of what your product is, I can bet, unless you are super niche, unless you're so niche that you probably shouldn't even be selling that product in the first place, just for a beginner, right? If you don't have a marketing and sales strategy behind it, you need to go on Facebook, open the group section of the search function on Facebook, and you need to find every single group, not page, group that has to do with your product. And this could be groups that are directly related. They could be groups that would interact with your product. There are groups that might have people within that group that could or want to interact with your product. Then you're going to go join all those groups. Now, this might sound ridiculous, but just trust me on this one. So you're going to go join all the groups, and it's going to take you a day or two to get access to all the groups. You might have to answer some questions. And you need to remember, you need to be doing this on your Facebook account. Do not start a brand new one. If you start a brand new account and you join a bunch of groups, one, you're not going to get into a bunch of the groups because they're filters that automatically reject you from the groups. But two, Facebook might see this as a spamming or bot or anything like that. So make sure that you're using a Facebook account that's got some years of social proof. If you're not on Facebook, this is your time. Before you even start your business, get on Facebook, friend your friends, post some stuff, do that for a couple months before you even implement this strategy. And you don't have to, but it best lines you up to not getting blocked by Facebook in the long run. No means are we going to be spamming anyone, scamming anyone, doing anything, that kind of thing. We're just going to be using Facebook as our tool for marketing, sales, and advertising. So once you're into all your Facebook groups, this strategy and everything I'm talking about doesn't involve spending any money to acquire customers. You're going to then put your sales hat on, not your marketing hat. You're putting your sales hat on because we need to create sales, which will eventually give us the budget to market. So marketing, in my opinion, for the most part with e-commerce is about spend, right? You can talk about organic marketing and like posting and doing all that stuff, but for all intents and purposes, that's sales. Marketing, in my perspective, at least for small businesses, is about dollars spent, especially in this platform. You can argue with certain niches and industries, but we're not going to get into it. So we're putting our sales hat on for this part. So what we're going to do in these groups is we're going to do a few things. First off, we're going to make ourselves known. We're going to become active in each community. And this might sound daunting because you're going to be in a lot of Facebook groups. I promise with every business that I've started, my products, I'm in at least 100 groups. Maybe you don't have more than 50, but you want to be up in those numbers. And you want to be active. So I'm going to spend a couple days and I'm just going to be super active. I'm going to be responding. I'm going to be commenting on posts. I'm going to be posting myself, maybe sharing something in the community, saying hello to people, maybe a welcome post and like who you are, whatever it's going to be. I'm going to start getting my name out there so people get used to my name. What this is going to do is it's going to just provide some social proof to who you are. Some people are going to recognize you, and maybe if there's a post where it's like, who is this person? Someone will be like, well, I saw them post yesterday, or they had a nice comment on my post, or something like that. You've started to build this social proof. It's also gotten your name in the group, so the algorithm of the group recognizes you not just as a first-time poster, it's seeing the interaction so that when you do post a post and maybe link your product eventually if someone's interested, they're not seeing that as the first interaction within the group, which Facebook might mark as something that's like a bot or a scam or a spam. So once you've done some social proof and commenting in all the groups you're in, this is where you're going to start targeting customers and making sales. What do I mean by that? We're going direct to consumer in where we're selling. So you're going to be directly pitching your product to people. This might feel labor intensive. The reality is, it is. Your time is free. If you're starting a business, your time is free. If you think your time is worth something until you're making money, go back and go to a job, because that's where you're going to get paid for your time. Starting businesses, your time becomes your variable here. And when you're not making money, your variable is multiplied by 0. Your time is free. That is a daunting statement, but that's a reality statement. And that is the biggest barrier to existing entrepreneurs for certain opportunities. And that's why I don't pursue opportunities that don't have the means of making certain amounts of money, because I do value my time at a certain amount of money. So I need to see that value in the business that I'm starting. But when you're investing it in the business, I don't intend on taking money out. My time is free. So your time is free. You're selling direct to consumer because you don't have money, or you don't want to spend money on your ad spend, and you don't know what your ads and do that kind of thing is going to stack up yet. Let's get some money behind it. Until we have a fair amount of social proof, we're not going to post at all directly about our product. We need to get more involved in the business. Now, some groups may let you post. If the group does allow businesses or vendors to post, maybe try one post. That could happen. But check the rules, because you don't want to be immediately banned. So what I do now is I'll use something like Google Sheets, and I'll put links to all my groups in there, and I'll split them up into first the category that allows posts. For those ones, I'm going to craft a post, I'm going to make some nice copy, and I'm going to actively try to sell my product. But what I'm going to do is I'm not going to post some scammy sale post. I'm going to say, I'm starting a business, this is who I am, this is what I do. I might not even post a link to my business. That might sound crazy, but I might just send that link in private messages to everyone that interacts with my post, so I'm not super scammy, but it involves interaction. Try to create interaction with your post without sounding like a scam. Now, for every other group that doesn't allow that, I'm going to take two different approaches. I'm going to split my groups into one where the products are something that might be discussed, where I'm solving a problem, where I could actively go into comments and interact with people that might want to use my product, right? So that grouping could be something like, let's say I'm selling a lens for a camera, right? And I'm in a photography group, and people ask, like, there's a post that's like, what's the best lenses, right? Then I'm going to get into the comment section. I'm going to say, this lens is the greatest lens ever, blah, 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 why, link the lens. And that's appropriate in that group. And I'm going to separate the groups that fit into that model into a section on Google Docs. Just trust me on this one. The final grouping of groups that you're in that are in your Google Docs are the ones where neither of those approaches make sense. And then this is where you're going to find people that have made comments or posts specifically around your product, that your product would be an answer to what they're looking for, and you're just going to message them directly. You're going to say, you might comment and say, hey, I PM'd you, so they can look at it, so because it's going to be in their message requests. It's going to still provide that social proof. You're going to have the interaction in your group. Someone's going to see that. Other people are going to see that. They're going to start recognizing your name. And then you're going to have the direct line of communication. Then you're going to pitch your product to the person. And now, why did I put it all in a Google Doc? Well, because I'm going to repeat this. I'm going to post in the groups monthly. I'm going to comment every single day. I'm going to check all the groups where I can comment every single day. And on the days where I've done the commenting, or I feel like I've dried up what has been posted in that day, I'm then going to go direct to consumer in all the groups that don't fit the first two brackets. And you're going to get sales. Like, for sure. If your product's good, your pricing is good, what you're offering is good, you'll convert, right? Without a doubt. People want to support small businesses. People want to support businesses that are starting. People want to support somebody that's really representing a product, because when you can talk a lot about a product and give somebody a lot of information, you build trust around what you're doing. And then it's easier than buying something online if somebody's really representing what the product is. All those things people take for granted, you actually need to go do that. You need to be an expert in what you're doing. You need to be kind. You need to sell yourself. You need to sell your product. You need to be an expert. Most importantly, in every transaction as a salesperson, you need to provide and add value before you take value away. And that's the only way that you're going to successfully have a positive sale. And I say positive in you're going to be profitable, you're going to make the sale, you're going to build trust with your customer, you're going to increase the chances of a repeat customer, and all those good things. And then you're just going to repeat this process on Facebook until you've built your first 100 sales. And I promise with you guys, I've done a lot of this myself. I've helped a lot of people, like a lot of people. If you have a good product, I'll say it again, good product, good pricing, you're solving a problem, right? Your product selection's good, you're in the right kind of groups, and you have the right sales pitch to people. And I'm not going to give you a straight up sales pitch because it's different product to product and what you're offering and who you are, whether you're something that's eco-related, whether you're just a physical product, whether you're solving a problem, whether you're a service, and you're just going to keep pitching until you have your first 100 sales. What you're going to find with any type of business is a portion of that first 100 sales is going to recommend you. Then you're going to get organic business, and then it becomes a volume thing. But then beyond all of that, if your product is profitable on every single sale, 100 sales will put enough dollars into your pocket that you have some insulation to then go spend on ads. If you're like, this isn't what it is for me, you've just spent your time, which is free, to get 100 sales in a fairly short period of time. These are actionable things. And then you have money in your business's bank account that if you want to just run Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads, you can go do, because every time you run ads, you're going to fail at first. Everyone is. And if you're not running the right type of ads because you don't recognize that you're still failing, because ads need to go through beta testing and A and B testing, and they need to get better. And then once they're better, they're going to perform much better, but you're going to have to spend to get to that point. And this is giving you that buffer, and not, first off, not taking dollars out of your pocket, but it's making you more comfortable about the whole process. It's also giving you social proof that you've done the right things first before spending your money. I see so many businesses fail because people thought their product was good, they thought their pricing was good, they thought their pitch and sell were good, and then they went and spent 10 grand on ads and sold $500 worth of product. You could find that all out by doing 100 sales where you're selling your product and not spending any money. Right? So this has so many different advantages. They are all actionable. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you learned something. Check out the channel for other videos that are everything about this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.